We need to stand on business. We need to stand on business in this economy going into 2024. We need to stand on business. And today, I'm going to be talking to the business people and sharing 5 tough questions business owners have to ask themselves ahead of 2024. Because the economy, locally, globally, wherever you are in this world, is going through challenges. And so, you've got to face it head on and deal with it. Hey friends, my name is Alimi. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for stopping by, and if this is your first time, thank you for zooming into my videos. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And if you find this content valuable, please share with somebody who this will add value to. This video is especially addressing small business owners, startup founders, and anybody who is part of running a business, or because these are interesting times and we need to be really proactive. I mean, this video, I'm doing it because I'm also drinking my own Kool-Aid. This is not one of those videos that you do and it's coming from, oh, okay, I just researched, let me come and just, say something. No, this is a video that is as a result of tough decisions that I'm also co-founder and CEO. We're having to make in our company because of the realities of the world, of the economy. And right now, it's not one part of the world, it's almost all parts of the world that everybody has one sort of challenge or the other. I'm currently in Nigeria, which is Africa. We have our challenges in Africa, especially with inflation and governance issues. I mean, America is going through a recession, and I follow content creators in that country, and I hear the complaints of people, so it's everywhere around the world. So if you are a business owner, there's no better time for us to stand on business than now and take charge of our responsibilities. And that's why today I want to share 5 questions that we need to start asking ourselves, okay? To literally begin to reposition our companies, our businesses, our startups, to be able to survive and then thrive, okay, or pivot, or have a do-over, or whatever it will take to remain default alive, okay? And that's what today is about. Now, I'm sharing these 5 questions because one of the quotes I love that I've heard is from Tony Robbins, and he says that when the quality of your questions will determine the quality of your answers, which of course will then determine the quality of the solutions you come up with. And so that's why I decided to share 5 tough questions you need to ask yourself if you're a business owner, startup founder going into 2024. Now, I want to say it ahead of time that I have a free business question checklist that already expatiates on this 5 questions, and you can actually tick out the checklist. So what I want you to do, if you're watching this video, if you go to the comments description, I'm going to put it as the first line on the description so you can click and download the free checklist. Okay, it'll ask you to sign up and provide your email and stuff like that, and then you download the free checklist. Okay, I'm collecting your email so that I'll continue to send you great content when I'm sending content around business or finances. Okay, now, so what are these 5 tough questions you want to ask yourself? Okay, now the first question I want you to ask yourself is your business model still viable? Okay, what is your business model? Your business model is the thing you say, okay, this is how I'm going to create value for my product or service. So let me give you a simple example. Now, 2 people can say, I want to sell let's say vitamins to people. One person can say, you know what, the way I want to sell my vitamins, and I'm going to set up a store or maybe a pharmacy or whatever and sell vitamins. The other person can say, you know what, the way I want to sell vitamins is is an e-commerce store, an online store. Okay, so people can order it and it delivers to them. The third person can say, you know what, the way I want to sell vitamins is through a subscription model. So I get people to sign up to this subscription, and then every month they pay a fee and I deliver the vitamins to them. So all 3 are what they call business model. So they are all selling similar products or services, but they have different business models of delivering value. So your business model is how you deliver value. And this is a very, very important question to ask in this economy. Is your business model still viable? Because you might have started with a business model that looked like, okay, this is the bright business model. You might even have found what they call product market fit. But you're at a point in your business, maybe because of economic challenges, that is not as viable as it was before. So for example, one of the things that I've been doing early in the year is doing a lot of online shopping, like because it was really convenient for me. So I buy like groceries online, I buy my clothes online, things online. But guess what? As the year started to turn with the high cost of petrol and diesel, delivery fees began to get really high. And for me as a consumer, it was no longer viable for me to shop online. Because I began to think about it that what I thought I was benefiting in terms of convenience, I was paying so much to get it delivered to me. So I said, now, if you watch my past videos, I shared that I used to shop a lot online. But now I started walking into physical stores because I'm doing the math and the math is not mathing. And I'm like, well, let me walk into a physical store and buy whatever it is I'm delivering. So if you were that e-commerce store that I was buying from, you might want to look at your business model and say, is this still viable in this economy? With the high prices of petrol or diesel, is this still viable? I remember there's this cake brand. It's so let's say an e-commerce cake brand. They don't have a physical store, but you order online and then they deliver to you very quickly. That we used to order from at the office to do birthday cakes. When there was first an issue with the diesel and everything, I remember they said, "Oh, we're not going to increase our prices. We're just going to have our delivery places closer to different areas of the in the state." Blah blah blah. Guess what? Once the cost of production for producing cakes rose up, they had to increase their prices. Even if they had said initially that they were not increasing their prices. So that is one reason why you have to ask yourself, is your business model still viable? And a few things you can check is, number one, do you still have a unique value proposition? You might have started something that was unique when you started it, but you have a lot of copycats in the market. So for example, one of our product line as a company, we give SME loans, was really viable when we started because the economic conditions favored it. But now it has become so saturated that we have come to realization that it's no longer as viable. That happens, and that's why you have to ask yourself this tough question. Is your business model still viable? Do you have a unique value proposition? Does it work in this economy with the economic challenges like the examples I've shared with you? Is it scalable? Okay, because if you are an entrepreneur, which I know all of us want to build businesses that will give us, good return on investment, give us a good lifestyle, give our shareholders or our investors good return on investment. Scale is very important. But with the current business model, is it scalable? Okay, is the market saturated or is there still opportunity for growth? And the example I shared with you, we realized that in that area, the market had become really saturated. And because of the saturation point, there's not as much of opportunity for growth as we thought there was. So these are core questions you need to ask yourself. And then if you find out that my business model is no longer viable, you have to go back to the drawing board. This is something that as a company we have had to do, go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what did I set out to do and how can I do it differently? So that's the first question. Okay, the second question you need to ask yourself is, am I managing the business finances effectively? Okay, am I managing the business finances effectively? Now, why is this important? It's important because most likely when the economy is tough, okay, the thing that you have, one of the things I learned in my accounting class is something called prudence concept. And also the fact that you have more control over expenses than you have over income. No matter how amazing we are, we project, oh yes, I'm going to do this, 10x growth, 2x growth, 5x growth, whatever growth you're targeting. You don't have as much control over income as you have control over expenses. And like I said, these are things that I've learned from real experience. This is not theory, it's not book issues. So that's why you need to look at your business finances. Look at your expenses. Are there things that you can cut that are no longer relevant? Now, this is something that we had to do, make a tough decision, myself and my team, and break down our expenses, look at where the high costs were, and decide what we needed to cut out. It's really a tough decision because you inconvenience yourself. You're used to a certain type of comfort or whatever it is, you might need to cut it out. Okay, then the second thing is your revenues. Okay, how how much revenues are you generating? Is it declining? Is it going up? Is it going down? Or whatever it is. Okay, you need to literally look at that. The third thing is your funding strategy. Now, this is extremely important because most times for a business to grow, it needs funding. Now, what I find out is for most startup founders like myself, our usual go-to is to find venture capital. Okay, but that's just a funding source. Or if you're a small business, you're thinking about getting a loan. We give SME loans, so you can actually check us out at Rosa.co and see what we do. However, that is also just a funding source. But what is your overall funding strategy? Why is that important? Because there are multiple funding sources that can make up your funding strategy. Okay, venture capital is good. SME loans are good, but that's not the only source of funding. Your revenues can be a source of funding. If you're managing your expenses effectively, you can be turning over your revenue. That can be a source of funding. Another source of funding can be suppliers' credits. If you buy raw materials for your suppliers, they can allow you pay after a longer time. I remember when I used to run a fashion business, and I was doing sort of like contracts, large scale production for schools and for different organizations. One of the things that I relied on as a source of funding was supplier credits. I built a great relationship with our supplier, so they would give me the fabrics, and then after maybe 30 days or so, you pay them the money. And so that's a source of funding, supplier credit. Okay. Another source of funding can be customer paying. So customers can actually pay you in advance, and it becomes a source of funding to you as a business. So you want to look at what's my overall funding strategy. Don't be bogged down by it's only Colombia this or this. No, those are just two popular options. There are other options that if you really sit down and think about it, will help you manage your financing properly. And overall, your cash flow management. How are you managing your cash inflow and your cash outflow? Okay, are you ensuring that your cash, and the truth of the matter is that cash, we all know cash is king. All right, when you run out of cash, most of the time the game is over, because you might actually have paper profits, but you have no cash and you're illiquid and you can't continue to run the business. And so cash flow management is very important in thinking about how you're managing your business finances. So I want you to sit back, look at these core things: your expenses, your revenue, your funding strategy, your cash flow management, and literally see. I mean, there are deeper things in all of these things, like your payment cycle, your supplier's payment cycle, your customer payment cycle. There are all sorts of other intricate things, but for me, my goal is to simplify it and look at these things and ask yourself hard questions. Are you managing your business finances effectively? So that's question number 2. Question number 3: am I serving the right customers? Now, this is a very, very important question. Why is it important? Because a lot of times when we start our companies, especially if you're a startup founder, you just want to just have customers to serve. Maybe you started with a thesis, or you were excited of, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, but are you serving the right customers? You want to look at it, how profitable are your customers? Okay, are you equipped to serve these customers? Okay, how much is it costing you to acquire a customer? It's called your CAC, your customer acquisition cost. Because if, for example, you are spending 10 naira to acquire a customer, and you are making only 2 naira from that customer is a loss-making customer, for example. So you need to think about it. How, is this customer profitable? Is this the right customer segment I should be serving? And this is one question we as a company have to ask ourselves. Okay, yes, we were serving a segment of the market that was underserved, but despite the fact that it was underserved, it was very expensive to serve that segment of the market because they couldn't leverage technology as much as, as a fintech company we had that could make their serving them cost effective. Okay, the next thing you want to ask yourself, wonder I might serve the right customers, is distribution. How are you distributing your products and services to your customers? So, for example, I went to a tech conference a few weeks ago, and the keynote speakers told us a story about how she started her first business, which was a food truck business. She said they used to park the food truck very close to, office areas in New York, and that when they packed the food trucks in those areas, that because of the demand on their tacos, they were selling tacos. Loads of people loved their tacos, so they used to sell out. They used to have long queues. It was amazing for them. In fact, they found product market fit. People used to line up for their business. But there were a couple of challenges. Number one, they were constantly being fined because they were parking in illegal areas. Number two, it wasn't scalable, because for them to really scale, they had to have different types of food trucks in different areas with the same amount of staff. So they were not getting any benefit from economics of scale. So at some point, they realized that that distribution strategy did not work. And they ended up stopping the food truck and moving into doing restaurants. Okay, so you see distribution, you need to look at your distribution. Is it still effective in serving your customers? So that's the third question. Okay, am I serving the right customers? Now, the fourth question you want to ask yourself is, am I optimizing my current revenue streams? And are there new revenue streams I can create? Okay, let me say it again. Am I optimizing my current revenue streams? Meaning that, am I charging appropriately? Because maybe when you started your business, you just wanted to have customers. So you didn't really set the right price point. Okay, and this is one thing as a company that we've had to do. When we started, we just wanted to be competitive. But like I earlier said, we found that it was really expensive to serve our target market. So we had to adjust our price a bit upwards. And it was a good decision we made, because in this year, with how challenging the economy has been, our top line revenue has grown. Even though expenses have also increased, because to be honest, like I said, it was expensive to serve our customers. But our top line revenue has grown because we asked ourselves this question and we had to adjust, did some research, and we had to adjust our charges. Okay? The second thing under, am I optimizing my current revenue? Are you leaving money on the table? How can you leave money on the table when you're not properly upselling or cross-selling your customers? So maybe you do something, you provide a service. Let's say, for example, I just got my nails done. Maybe the nail people who did my nails, they could upsell me to buy cortical oil. They could upsell me to buy a pedicure. They could upsell me to buy different things. So are you as a business owner leaving money in the table because you're not thinking of ways that you can cross-sell or upsell your current customers? Okay? And the third thing you want to ask is there a new product or service you can create to serve your existing customers? So like the example I gave, okay? The nail person, maybe they can decide that, you know what? We notice that when women do their nails, they also want to do their lashes or something like that, okay? So can they create a new product so that women who come to do their nails could also do something else alongside it to serve their existing customers? Because they don't need to, for example, find new customers. They just need to find out what their existing customers want and create something for them. And this is something that as a company we're currently working on, okay? So that's the fourth question. Are you optimizing your current revenues, and are there new revenue streams you can create? Okay, now the fifth and final question. Now this is also an extremely important question. Do I have the right team for the future I want to create? Because a lot of time, I read a book by Dr. Benjamin Hardy, and the title of the book is Who, Not How. And the thesis is that what you need to take your business to the next level, your projects, whatever it is you're doing, is a who and not a how. So it's not really how to do it, it's who needs to do it. And so this is a question you need to ask yourself. Do you have the right team members? Can your current team members deliver the future? Or do you need to upskill and train them? This is something that currently I am having to do in my own organization. We needed to upskill my company, our team members. We need to train them, because if we want to go in a new direction or serve a new type of customers, they have to learn how to serve them. Okay, so they need to be trained. And then sometimes you just have the wrong fit, and you might have to make the hard decision to lay off some of your team members. I know that that's difficult, that's hard, but it's better to do that so that you can move ahead stronger. Okay, and then you might also need to hire new team members. Who do you need to hire? What kind of roles do you need to hire for? Okay, based on the future of where the company is going. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I have a checklist, so you don't need to be taking notes. You can just go to the description of this video, download this checklist. Okay, I know that these are tough questions, but please, the best way to get a solution, remember what I shared at the beginning of this video that Tony Robbins said. Tony Robbins said that the quality of the solution you get is determined by the quality of the questions you ask. So don't sweep this off. Do the hard work and ask yourself these questions, okay? And make the necessary adjustments. No matter what it takes, please make necessary adjustments, okay? I know it might be hard, all right, but make the adjustments so that your business will remain alive, and so that your business has a chance to grow and to thrive, and then you could be able to make a greater impact because you stayed alive. If you were dead, you can't make any impact. Okay, so ask the right question. And then if you need help, I do offer business review and strategy sessions because I have worked as a business coach for many years and helped businesses grow to become 8-figure and 9-figure businesses. So I decided to start offering, even though I have a busy schedule, but I would like to help businesses to sort of review and have that third eye, somebody neutral who will tell you the truth, to go through this process and now create a new business engine that will thrive. Okay, if you'd like to take advantage of my business review and strategy session, I think I also put the link below so you can check it out. And I wish you great success in 2024.